Hello, hello. This is Revere Sky. Hopefully today I'm not so close to the mic and it's not so distorted. Um, let's talk about technology purpose. As you can see, I have Windows 10 up here, Android, and Apple. And you know how trendsetters be like, oh, you can judge a person by the phone they have and stuff. I've noticed this over and over and over. If you're into celebrity gossip and stuff, or if you're into like the limelight of trend, you go for Apple. You're pretty much a consumer. If you go for Android, you're kind of a creator. You know what I mean? Because Android has way more apps than Apple. Okay? If you buy Windows, anything to do with Windows, you are a creator. Okay? Because when they come out with apps, they create the apps for Windows before they create the apps for Apple. Like, it's just common sense. Like, yes, Windows is trying to make things more user-friendly like Apple, but why? You know what I mean? Because people that delve into technology, coding, programming, software, and apps really like dealing with functions the way they are. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I say the experience of Windows was like the best. All they did was change the GUI. It made things more accessible and more searchable. Like, they made it so that everything was searchable. You know what I mean? Easier in the layout. But other than that, like, when it comes down to creating, Android and Windows, when I see people with Android, I either see them as just buying what's available or a creator. And then when I see people with Apple, I just see a consumer. Like, I just think that they just upgrade to the trendiest thing out. But Apple does have a bomb-ass camera. And Apple also records you like seconds before you even take your picture. Like, it's like when you're taking your picture, Apple's recording you. Just from taking a picture, they're recording it. But it's interesting. You know, Apple is like the technology for consumers. Like, these people don't really know nothing about spyware or anything. We can just fully load this thing with all these cool gadgets, and they'll never know because they are the consumers. Whereas Android and Windows, and I'm not just talking about cell phones, I'm going back and forth from computer, even though Android has a few, they don't have a computer out yet, but they have the phone and they have the tablets. But Windows had a phone. I don't think that went too well. I didn't like Windows Phone, and I'll get to that later. But Apple, again, is like the consumer. Like, these people don't question technology. They just want to experience technology. Whereas people that use Windows and Android, maybe they're on a budget, but they have more creative space. They can create more. People choose to create with these programs, oh my god, not software, operating systems. People choose to create with these operating systems more than they choose to just be a consumer of Apple. You know what I mean? Like, Apple is for like mainstream consuming, and Windows and Android are for creating, meaning you have more room to create and have applications for these devices over Apple. That's all I got to say. So if you want to think more creative, Windows and Android, it'll just put you in the position to want to create more. Whereas Apple will only teach you to pretty much be a consumer. Like, I'm not saying that people don't create through Apple. I'm just saying that you don't have no creative chemistry. Like, you probably doing the basics. You're probably doing the basics in Apple. Whereas if you're going to actually be doing some heavy work, you work with Windows. Point blank, period. Like a person that probably dealing with photography or something could simply use Apple. A person that's building 3D programs and shit, they're going to use Windows. You know what I mean? A person building a website may simply can use Apple. A person that want to just do more with using like whole Adobe suites and stuff might consider using Windows. Not saying that they don't use it at Apple, but to me, people that use Apple are people that are simple, that want to take pictures, want to surf the internet, maybe watch a movie here and there, but that's about it. They're consumers. So I just wanted to get that out there. So don't think because you see a person with an Apple phone that, don't let trend overrate creativity. How about that? Don't let trend overrate creativity. And to be a creator, sometimes you have to choose the things that are not trendy, because Apple is like the leading person in teaching you how not to be a creator. You know what I mean? Like, you working in an office somewhere and you work for these people, but the only thing you're really doing is checking your email. You get what I'm saying? And you're advertising all these Apple computers, whereas the person that built the program or the software that you're using on your computer probably built it through Windows. That's correct. Of course, they had to make an Apple version, so somehow they had to make the Apple version too. But do you feel where I'm coming from? When Photoshop come out with a new version of Photoshop, people working through Windows, they're not working through Apple. I'm just saying. But now it's probably got to the point that you have so many consumers, so much mainstream consumerism, to the point where people are starting to have to make more apps for Apple. But other than that, I see these people and I say, oh, you got an Apple. But the only thing they do is social media. They're not creating nothing. Nothing at all. So there you have it. Just remember, don't take what you do for granted, and always try your best to be a creator over a consumer. Okay? And just know that you can either be the test subject, or you could be the one who put the test out there for the subjects. You get what I'm saying? Unact the magic. The truth will definitely set you free. Mwah.